Good evening. It, I'm Glenda Carlin, and tonight is April 29th, 2025, Tuesday night. Welcome, welcome. There's Ed, God Barbie, God Jerry, God Debbie, God Chaz, God Dee, God Terry, God Leon, God Corrine, God Glenda. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming out tonight, each one of you. Oh gosh, I love you all so much. You never know how much I love your presence being here. Because it helps the whole group. And as you know, that light and love that you are, naturally it extends out. But if you really put your attention on your heart, like if you listen to this meditation, oh, I'll remember to say that, drop your attention into your heart before the meditation starts. But I'm doing something different tonight. There's two parts to this meeting. One is this meditation that's on YouTube, and in my email is the hyperlink for it, so you can listen to it again. But what it is called a 3-stage Dzogchen meditation practice. And Dzogchen, it means is spelled Dzogchen. And if you Google that, you'll learn about it, because it's a Tibetan, it came out of Tibet, but it's a high teaching. It's the highest teaching that came out of Buddhism, just like the Course to me is the highest teaching to come out of Christianity. But they both teach that we are spirit, this clear light or pure essence, pure presence, not religious at all. There's a pure essence, pure spirit that animates everything. And it's just been obscured to us, to our awareness, because of thoughts of separation, that we believe we're a body, etc. Y'all know that, but some people listen to these videos that don't get this background. That's why I kind of repeat a little bit of this. Oh, and I was talking to Terry, but I forgot to mention this. My entire course life and a Dzogchen, it was introduced to me in 2019. But my course life really started in 2014 when I found a meditation out of a Gary Renard CD that I didn't know was in the course. And it's the meditation I did for 4 years that allowed the arc of light and the great ray to open in my mind. That meditation and this one are the two best meditations that I've ever seen. For the transformative value that they have. Now, but anyway, that's why I'm doing this. This is so powerful. And now I don't want to set it up kind of that way, but in that you may not feel something, but you may feel it later, because also the purpose of meditation is we're turning from looking at things outwardly to turning within to the spirit that's within. And so it's best to do this meditation with your eyes closed, lean back in your chair. So let's do a little prep here. Oh, and the beginning of it in my email, I took a few hours and tried to do a transcription of this meditation, and I didn't get every word, but I got most of it correct. So you can even follow along, not now, but later you can read this meditation. But I want to clarify, all meditations in Dzogchen, and I can't say all Buddhism, but start with these chants. And typically they're in Tibetan, and then sometimes there's an English translation. But the purpose is we're calling in Jesus, Buddha, enlightened beings, Holy Spirit to be present and to help us. But we can say these words and invite them in, but to feel their full impact, these chants carry vibrations that open up our heart and mind where we can receive the information more fully. Is all, so I love this chanting, but I have to say, one in 2018 or 2019, when I started going to some chants, I would laugh with this guy called Nathan. That's a professor of economics at the University of Kansas City in Missouri or something like that. And he and I both agreed, we're never going to do those chants. You're not going to catch me chanting. Well, mainly that was ego and fear and embarrassment that I couldn't say the chant. So there's no worries here. You don't have to say the chant. You just let the chant vibration move through you is all we're going to do here tonight. But I looked up what this chant is that starts this meditation. It's called 7-line supplication of some Padmasambhava, and he's a reincarnation of Buddha. And there's 2 chants here. Oh, and Lama Surya Das, I watched some different YouTube videos of him and other enlightened beings, but there's a YouTube video where he's before a big group at Google headquarters. And before he does his teaching, he does a short meditation. He does this very same chant that he's going to do here called the 7-line supplication. And then there's 2 little sentences that are a Vajra Guru mantra. They're just 2 sentences. But I'm explaining this to you in that he did this before a big formal Google group, and those people aren't all practicing Buddhist, but he knows the power of the chant, and that's why he did it. And it helps open up the crowd that's there listening. But I'm going to read, I looked up the definition of this chant, and here's what it says. At the beginning of each meditation session, generate bodhicitta. Now that's a Tibetan word that means enlightened mind for all beings. Now remember last week and several months I've been talking about, we're wanting to do our meditation and do our prayers and do our lessons, wanting to help all beings wake up from the dream they've been separate from source and each other. But this same chant's doing this and says this chant reflects on impermanence and the presence of all these Buddhas, the guru, bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas are beings that want to attain enlightenment for the benefit of others. Sangha means groups of people that get together to practice the truth. They chant this 7-line prayer, which is a sound of love, joy, and devotion. Feel the sacred sound of this prayer purifying all emotional turbulence and ego clinging. Feel it bringing you and all beings back into your original true nature. If you recite any additional prayers and mantras, continue generating these beautiful thoughts. So see, unbeknownst to any of us, we don't know the power behind these chants. Try not to contract about it. Just open up to it is all I'm trying to say. And okay, so I'm going to start, and it's about 28 minutes. And after he's doing the guided meditation, there's 3 stages. The first stage is called oh dear, let's see, intensify. No. The first stage is arriving. Let me set the groundwork. First stage is arriving. Second stage is intensifying. Third stage is releasing. So there's 3 stages to this Dzogchen meditation. It's called a threefold. And these 3 stages represent the completion of the natural great perfection. And the natural great perfection is that you've awakened to that your body embodies the Christ Buddha nature. Your heart mind is joined into Buddha Christ heart mind joined nature, and your Christ Buddha breath and energy are joined. All 3 of those joinings is the embodiment of the natural great perfection, it's called. where you're walking around as awakened Christs and Buddhas. Very, very powerful. Okay. Now, again, I apologize if this is a little muddle. I'm going to turn the. Oh, so he guides, and there's just maybe only first stage, there might be 3 minutes of silence. So don't think it's going to go on 5 or 10 minutes. It's not. Then the second stage, he might wait one or a couple minutes. And then the third stage, there might only be a minute of silence after he guides through it. Okay, so just relax, lean back, and I'm gonna start this. And I may have to interrupt it, it's how it comes on for commercials, because I have free YouTube. So it may do a commercial. Let's see. Here we go. I'll adjust the volume, and you all give me a thumbs up if it's too loud, or thumbs down, too loud, or thumbs up. Okay, just relax. Guru Permai Siddhi Om. Om Guru Permai Siddhi Om. Om Vajra Guru Permai Siddhi Om.
Now let's practice the Dzogchen three-phase meditation, emphasizing natural mind is Buddha mind, natural body is Buddha mind, the natural meditation of the great perfection, Dzogchen. The three-phase meditation. First, arriving, intensifying, and third, releasing. The threefold meditation practice of the natural great perfection, Dzogchen. First, arriving. This is very important. This is absolutely crucial. You must be present to win. Assume your true seat. Make yourself comfortable and at home here and now in this very present moment. This moment is the only moment right now. This is our sanctuary in infinite time and space. The great crossroads of the timeless and this very moment of nowness. Sit down and relax. Make yourself comfortable at home and at ease. Assume your true seat, your Buddha seat. Leave everything at the door. Drop your burdens. Simply coming home to the present moment. Arriving. Collecting yourself. Settling here and now in this miraculous instant. Relax. Let the tension drain away. Let go of and forget about the past, which is gone, dead and buried. No need to invite the future or speculate about the future, which is not yet born. And as for the present, let it be in simple, authentic presence, the natural state, rootedness, just being, arriving and relaxing is the first point. Letting everything settle. Let the body settle naturally on the cushion in its own way, in its own place, in its own time. The physical sensations just settle naturally, just noticing however it is. Just sitting, just being, just Buddha. Complete, at home and at ease, as is right now. Relax. So simple, so natural, so free, so healing, so delightful. Just sitting. Natural body is Buddha's body. Let it be. Sitting Buddha. Let the breath go naturally, naturally settling, quieting, becoming more and more gentle. It's like a light breeze blowing through the temple of your body, your being. Inhaling and aware of it. Exhaling and aware of it. Breathing in, calming and clearing the mind. Breathing out, relaxing and smiling, releasing, letting go, letting be. Natural breath and energy is Buddha's breath and energy. Let it be. Let Buddha breathe through you. Just sitting, just breathing naturally. Natural mind is Buddha mind. Let it be. Let everything settle. Like water settles, dirt falls to the bottom when you stop stirring and shaking it, and it becomes clear, limpid, transparent, and at peace, tranquil, like a calm lake. So beautiful. The mind is beautiful in its natural state, as the masters say. Leave it as it is and rest the weary heart and mind. Let the thoughts, perceptions, memories settle naturally in the mind, in their own way, in their own place, in their own time. Letting go, natural flow, let it be. Natural mind and Buddha mind. Let Buddha be through you. Natural body is Buddha body, Dharmakaya. Sambhogakaya. Natural mind, Buddha mind, Dharmakaya. Empty, luminous, infinite radiance. Let it be. Lie on these three, and for a moment just settle, having arrived totally in the natural meditation, the natural great completeness. So gentle, in the perfect nowness, perfect presence and awareness right now.
your mind begins to wander, which it will, you just bring your attention back to the breath. In this case, you follow the breath out and then breath in. Just follow the breath in and out. And let everything just settle its own place. And it will. We stop stirring and shaking our mind. This is why we meditate, so we can be comfortable with silence. One of the reasons we meditate, because our natural state is tranquility, stillness, purity. And we just watch thoughts and feelings come and go on it.
Now having a comes the second stage of the three-phase Dzogchen meditation of openness and awareness inseparable. The second stage, intensifying, heightening our awareness, cultivating mindfulness and alert presence of mind. The second stage, intensifying, heightening our consciousness, focusing our presence more. Come into more awareness of breathing, aware of breathing in while inhaling, aware of breathing out while exhaling. Release, go, let it be. Drop off everything, let go body and mind, and sense the environment directly. Sensitive and receptive. And the intuition, the third eye, third ear, the listening of true, clear seeing. Focus a little more on the out breath as it's going out. Also being aware of inhaling, but with a little longer out breath. Point the mind towards the breath. Cultivating awareness of breathing, mindfulness of breathing. Using the breath as an anchor to present awareness, sharpening and focusing it, like taking the light of the sun to a magnifying glass, and focusing that beam, that luminous light of mind, of awareness on the breath, the breathing process in the present moment. Until it ignites, bursts into clear light, total awareness, clarity. Following the breathing, concentrating on the breath, especially the out breath. When the mind wanders, as it will, gently bring it back to the object of attention. Pay attention to the breathing again. When the mind wanders, bring it back. The breathing, nostrils, or the lower belly, the diaphragm, and just stay with that, heightening your attention, paying attention, total attention. It pays off. Becoming more and more present and aware, mindful, rather than mindless, with full presence of mind, rather than absent mind. Meticulously attending to each instant. 100% present and accounted. Just breathing. This ownerless swinging door of the breath, swinging open and closed, breathing in and out in the vast space of openness and awareness, the sky-like nature of mind. Nothing more to do to figure out what's aware of awareness itself. Awareness, aware of awareness. Total awareness, complete non-dual paradigm, one wholeness. Awareness, aware of awareness, aware of sitting, aware of breathing, aware of being. Take refuge in these three jewels, these three bodies of Buddha-ness. Right now, pure awareness, total presence, right now.
Your mind wanders, just bring your attention back to more to that out breath and let your attention ride that breath as it goes out. You'll notice the in breath, but you're focusing more attention on the out breath because see, that's helping you let go. Yeah, the out breath is like relinquishing, a little out breath, a little death, a little passing of thoughts and feelings, letting them go. Just settling in to your true nature. You ride that out breath, you're actually intensifying your awareness, your wakefulness. Just aware of any thought you have and just let them go. Let them come and go. They'll self-arise and self-liberate. If we don't grab onto them, we'll push them
And
away.
now, having arrived and collected ourselves and relaxed first, and second, having intensified and heightened our mindfulness, third, the final and completion stage of what we've developed, releasing even that focus on the breath, letting go of the reins, letting everything go, totally open to the wisdom of allowing, of effortless being, pure being, not doing, not strategizing. Let go of the striving of all projects, of all hopes and expectations. Simply being present wakeful. Saying whatever momentarily arises in the body-mind continuum, letting come and go. All this unowned, impermanent phenomena rolling on, arising and dissolving in the body-mind experience like waves in the infinite sea, or like clouds flitting through the infinite radiant sky, the sky-like nature of mind. Rest in that view, that vantage point, the great perfection. Nothing more to do, to figure out, to achieve. Non-interfering, non-judgmental, choiceless, panoramic awareness. Rest in luminous, centerless openness. Innate, Buddha mind, your nature, right now. One moment at a time, breath after breath, moment after perfect, radiant moment. And enjoy the joy, the utter simplicity, the total perfect peace, the joy, meditation.
That silence is the pure presence of Source, God. I mean, it could bring tears to your eyes. It's right. God's right here, right now. We're just not aware of it. Okay. That's it. Oh, gee. Now, on my screen, because I moved my computer from my desk, I've got a message on the top of my screen. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Is it blocking your ability to see me in any way? Oh, good. All right, then I won't mess with it because I could end up blacking out the whole screen or something. Oh, gosh, you guys. Oh, wow. Like I said, I didn't know the whole Course of Miracles, the workbook is meditation. Almost every lesson, he says, oh, just be, just close your eyes and let thoughts go, or, and, and then I think he only uses the word meditation twice, but I didn't think to bring my sheet of paper that says there's 9 or 10 other ways he talks about be quiet in the stillness, he's got his own way because he knows people could be defensive if he's asking them to meditate. Because they've tried to meditate. If you were like me, I tried to repress thoughts. I didn't know that was the wrong way to do a meditation, honest. Because repressing thoughts or trying to get over a breakup of a relationship or a loved one dying or a body illness, us resisting and trying to get away from it or repress it is the opposite. This meditation, what I really love about it is, you notice how, and this man is a meditation master. He teaches meditation. And oh, this particular meditation has been viewed 47,000 times on YouTube. Yes, over like 9 years. Somebody posted it, took it out of something, and it wasn't posted by Lama Surya Das, but it was evidently free somewhere. So it got posted and 47,000 views. I'm probably about 10 of them right now. So I highly recommend setting up a daily meditation practice, because as I look back on my practice, it's through meditation that we learn to look within. We're turning within. Now, just kind of think about this. As we believe we're a body with these two eyes and all our six senses, thinking's one of the senses, what are all these senses doing? They're out here gathering data, gathering stuff from the outside environment, right? It's out there. So our sight's out there, hearing's out there. So our attention and awareness is focused out there on these two eyes are going out there. Through meditation practice, you're turning within. And with enough meditation and integrating the truths in your daily life, and and whatever you're contemplating, is this turning within will cause this horizontal axis, which is the earth plane axis, this outward viewing earth realm, it slowly starts to tilt up vertical to the vertical axis. And the vertical axis is us ascending up the ladder to above the head to where the great rays coming in that we're asleep to. And the crown chakra's closed, the third eye, the single eye's closed. Jesus calls it spiritual vision. Well, it's seen with this third eye. Your heart typically is closed, not open. And heart mind's not joined, because you want that to join because you want to think with loving thoughts. So picture this awakening is heart mind joining, and this breath. See, in this meditation, he really anchors your attention on the breath. I didn't realize it, but it's due to the breath that's calming. It's a calming effect. And that in and out breath matches the great ray in and out movement. It's a rocking motion, but it's the breath and great ray takes you vertical. That's a vertical thing as well. And when he talks about focusing your attention on that out breath, what happens, ends up focusing your attention inward and up. All these lessons and meditation is moving you from the horizontal plane to the vertical axis of transformation and ascension. To remember, recognize more and more and more, to be able to recognize and rest for a few seconds or a minute in that stillness that of presence that's here now. We're cultivating this ability. But if you don't meditate, you can't cultivate this ability. It just delays your awakening. From maybe not even happening in this lifetime. Because I'm not the one saying Jesus says it in the Course, and it's an integral part of Tibetan Dzogchen. Okay, now let's see. Now, what is our time? Oh my gosh, 7:53, folks. So can you stay about, if I run 10 minutes over, is that good enough? Is that okay? I'll try to be quick here. I went through my email and tried to pull out some main things, but two of the main things was this: moving from out there to inward, and this in meditation, taking you inward. Picture what he said is this settling, like dirt in water. You shake a jar or you shake your mind. The dirt particles, they're just all jammed around. They're just floating around. Those are your thoughts and emotions are jamming around in the mind. But if you can settle, meaning take a belly breath from 2 inches below your navel, take a breath in, out breath, say, ah, 3 of those in a row. During the day, you want abilities to recognize when you've contracted and when your mind's ruminating on some pain you have or a thought you have, or etc. An argument you had with a family member, whatever it was, looking at a politician on TV, whatever it is, those are temporary obscurations, but we're shaking our mind. So just take the breath, shrug your shoulders, relax, and just kind of shrug your shoulders and relax, and even picture the particles of thoughts settling. And I've talked to you before. I have felt them, and I felt them and can see them come down this central channel, and they're particles, they're little density, little dent. But anyway, our thoughts and emotions carry a weight that clogs up this, he calls it that body mind continuum, the body, the breath, well, I can't say the breath, the body, all these organs, our chakras, etc. So if you let these things settle, also then Holy Spirit will point out whatever these main things are that seem to be discursive, where you journal and you silently practice forgiveness on them. That's one of the main things that helped me for years, thinking of the person as spirit, a God. That came up later when I found lesson 183, I think it is, where Jesus is calling by their name, God, because there's only God. But you don't believe it, but you say it, because then you're training your unconscious mind to remember what you are. And I love you. But anyway, this allows those thoughts that you ruminate on the most to be released, because they're coming up for a reason. And any illness is coming up so that you can breathe through it, breathe in and out, wherever your pain or injury or thing is, while you're doing what your doctor says, or PT or acupuncture, all the things you do. You're breathing in and out of it. You're letting it be. You're as best you can. Pain can be horrible, so the best you can. But when I look back on my notes, it was turning inward, and that this vertical axis is occurring. And that's happening more and more because I'm chanting that Om mantra and the Om Mani Padme Hum. And in the email, there's a few places I discuss that the third eye pulsating's joined with the heart pulsation, where that's happened for a month or so together. But then during meditation, the great ray came and got involved, and it went directly into the third eye and caused the third eye to, and then the great ray went directly down to my heart, then up to my mind, and it made a loop. Following the Om, the OHM vibration. So you can practice that, because OHM or OM is a universal vibration of divinity, representing source. That is joining your mind, your heart, and your third eye, and throat's in there. It all gets joined together in a loop. And then you can look at people and visualize your third eye. It pulsates. and your heart's pulsating. It's like this. Just picture, visualize they're pulsating. Just send that pulsation out to your family, friends, the universe, wanting all beings to wake up from the dream they've ever been awake, asleep, and separate from source. That's a common thing that's occurring. And due to this settling of thoughts, I see that it becomes natural. See, that's why this Dzogchen calls it natural great perfection, but also calls it natural great completion. And then they call it natural body, natural heart mind, natural breath and energy. Now, why the hell do they put that natural in there so much? Because that's your primordial natural state, your true nature, where we're not excluding the body, the breath, and the heart and the mind from the union of source energy. Granted, in the absolute, there are no bodies, but we are in this dual earth heaven thing here. We're waking up from the dream, and in the awakened state, we're back to the pre-Garden of Eden separation, before the separation. That's how the forms lived. They knew, Son of God knew he was the spirit animating these forms, having this natural body, natural heart, mind, natural breath and energy. So that's why it's nice to take your attention to your breath and to your heart when you meditate, because you're coming back home to this naturalness. It's just beautiful, this this natural state. Well, anyway, now let's go to the main thing that, the other thing is, we can say assume your Buddha seat, which means assume your Christ seat too. But we do it out of faking it while we making it, you know. But it's wild to me, because I guess the thing was because it was Good Friday, this is in the email, and I just remembered Jesus on Good Friday, and then would think about him on Saturday and Sunday and thank him, for what all he did is done and doing for us. But one time, I forget if it was Sunday, I was sitting in my chair and I just decided, it came to me just to put Jesus in front of me. Just, it was like, okay. And I have a picture Glenda Green did, but each of you have your own picture of what you think Jesus looked like. So his form standing in front of me, and I'm thanking him. I'm thanking him. But also, what came to me was to let my heart that pulsates so naturally now with the third eye, I was going to pulsate it into Jesus's heart and mind. And I'll be darned if it didn't happen. We're just going back and forth, because see, you can do that with any animal, human being, because that's the way it is in our natural state. We're all in harmony. But you can specifically, but anyway, I did Jesus. Then I thought, I can do Buddha. So I stood Buddha there, the picture of the big Buddha, kind of robust Buddha. and I'm breathing in and out. And then I'm trying to go faster. And then Jesus, I'm thanking him for everything he's done. And he goes, he's thanking me for my service to the Course and to Buddha's Dzogchen, he said to me. And I went, oh, sweet, right? Sweet, sweet, sweet. So that kind of set the stage. Then I forget when it was, and I was meditating, and of course, when I meditate, then when you get relaxed, you all see whatever you're going to see, but I go in and see the great ray inside of the great ray, and I see the colors. But then all of a sudden, I look, and my screen shows he's turned to the side, a white Buddha, the big Buddha. But he's turned away from me, and on top of his head is a 3-inch kind of tall gold band. And I think to myself, that's his crown. And it's all white, the Buddha. He turns, and he looks at me, he takes his arms up, grabs the 3-inch band and puts it on my head. And it took me a day, almost a day and a half, before I realized what the hell had happened, is he had to hit me over the head. Girl, you just sitting Buddha. And so I'm here to hit each of you over the head. You can take that golden 3-inch wide band, gold band, off the Buddha head and put on your head. Because that's what we are. We are this natural awakened spirit, clear light spirit, radiating divine love and light. Oh man, that is just like, okay. Now I'd linger on that more, but I'll go on to the next is, so then Tina was leading our Dzogchen LA meditation group one day. She was reading out of a different book, and she guided us in meditation to concentrate our attention. And I didn't really remember what she said on what, but I'd been looking in the Great Ray. So I decided I'm going to look straight down the middle of that Great Ray, because the Great Ray is a tube. I look straight down the middle of it. I'm looking straight down the middle, my attention. See, I'm focused. Oh man, it was focused attention, which is what the Lama Das wants you to practice. Being able to focus your God-given attention. And I did, and all of a sudden, this shaft of golden light, this had never happened before, came down from the top of the forehead into my mind, a shaft of golden light, golden yellow light. And it was warm. It had a warm feeling. Now, I have to tell you, even though that great ray comes in and out, I've never really felt a warmth. What I feel is a heat, because it's coming in and going out so quickly or with such force. I feel a heat. But this was an internal warmth, and I identified it like love, divine love. I'd never felt that. Because see what's happening, the more we meditate, I was been chanting the Om, calling out to the Om, the big divine source, Om Mani Padme Hum, wanting to help all beings. My heart and mind are opening more and more. This is a deepening process. I don't know, anyway, so then I could feel this warmth. So now it's like a shaft of light, vertical shaft of light came in my mind. So now when I meditate or I'm walking around, I go in my mind and I'll go to that. I'll see that gold shaft come in. Then I can feel the warmth of God's presence, right? The warmth of the presence versus the stillness, tranquility of the presence, right? And can call on that to go, oh yeah, God is real. This is real. Oh my. A final thing is, in one of these books, Dilgokhyentse, book of 3 of his huge teachings. This is the holy enlightened being that had 50,000 people show up at his funeral, 500 disciples and 100 lamas. He was well respected. He taught Dzogchen to Dalai Lama and Lama Surya Das, this man. But I'm reading this book, and in that book is a little section where he's quoting, it's in the email, I'm going fast here, about black pebbles and white pebbles. This is really helpful to me. Now, this has nothing to do with race, so please forgive me, but this just, darkness in the course represents clouds and darkness of negativity and of ego. It's just the way it is. Purity is this clear light or white, etc. But that this holy person at the end of the day would think back on his day, and for every negative activity, he'd have to put a black pebble in a little pile. And every virtuous activity, put a white pebble down. And then he'd look, see which pile was bigger. But when he started, the black pebbles there weren't any white pebbles. They were just all black pebbles. Well, see, what happens is this causes us to stop at the end of the day. It's caused me to do this. Relook at my day, and I am holding myself accountable for what the heck have I been doing, thinking, and saying. And to relook at the negative activities, put the black stone down or a black mark on a piece of paper, whatever you want to do in the 2 markers. A virtuous activity, a white pebble, is that it's causing me to stop and be more aware of these thoughts before I say them, all right? Because I say them cause and effect. Then you get an action, you get karma. Do I want to pile around some more karma? I mean, I'm trying to release and purify, right? But see, what happens is we can say, you know, Jesus tells you that how you think of others, you think of yourself, or you're responsible for your healing, etc. I'm not getting that quote right at all. But the point is, yes, yes, yes. By me looking back at my day, I realized I am the cause of my happiness or my suffering. It really put a whammy. It really drew the line of, yeah, right. So then I'm more aware of, I'm wanting to do virtuous activities. For example, I was talking with an individual on the phone. It wasn't Terry. It was, and I could sense, I was word processing this teaching on Monday, and my mind was like, you know, I'm in a role, I'm wanting, but see, being in the flow, the natural, being spontaneous, whatever shows up is the right thing, the perfect thing. But my mind had thought, oh, I'm word processing. So I was just kind of halfway listening to this Zochanite talk. And I realized, hold it, this is not a virtuous activity. Because if I can't be honest with myself, who the hell can I be honest with? Right? I mean, it made me aware. Hold it. And I talked to you about we want to be 100% present with whatever we're doing, you know, as best we can. So, man, I turned my attention right to this man, and I'm listening. And then when I'm listening, then I am aware then of thoughts that show up that I'm supposed to share with him. Okay, so it like changes the whole ball game. So black pebbles, white pebbles is in the email. Let's see if I got, I want to not shaft. I got that. That's good. Vertical. I got the vertical and horizontal. I got that. Oh, I'll close with this. What I'm finding is because these thoughts, emotions are settling, they're settling, I'm more open, meaning my mind's more open, my heart seems to be more open. So then I find that I'm choosing to do things I wouldn't have done before that are more loving, or just a choice I would not have made in my olden days, that we're opening to being whatever the environment, whatever the world brings, can I be open, spontaneously present, and remember that all these images, my body, all your bodies, even the furniture, all the plants, those are made up or created image by our personal and collective mind. And they're made up due to this collective, our creative, radiant mind. That's how it is. It's just always creating things, but the ego just misuses some of it. But the point is to recognize that these forms that show up are basically empty, are empty. See, that's a Dzogchen word, emptiness. Now, why it can be a benefit for us that study the Course is, it's not the empty of ego that's contains nothing. But what this means is this emptiness doesn't contain forms. It's pure. It's pure. So the contents of my body is this pure, clear light. So that's why Jesus in his advanced forgiveness says, look beyond the body to the spirit that's there. or Trechet is cutting through, seeing through the form to the clear light is here. But to me, it's a way of visualizing these forms are animated by that clear light spirit. So that helps me not judge them so much of their activity, but to stop and be open and choose their spirit. Because this is very difficult. We're waking up from the delusion about all these separate forms versus that there's just this clear light here that's going through everything. So I'm not expressing this well, but it's clarity and emptiness are inseparable. The clarity part is this radiant light that animates our mind. It's a creative, this light is a creative energy that it gets activated in our mind, and we're creating all these images, and we've forgotten that's what we've done. So anyway, but when we look out, you got to have a way to be able to cope with what am I looking at, with instead of pushing things away or attaching to them, to recognize they're just kind of images floating around in that clear light, including our own bodies. But anyway, you gotta, if that helps, because you got to come, each of you got to come up with your own way of addressing what these images that show up. But we projected them collectively and personally. Now, any thoughts, comments, or questions before I stop? I appreciate y'all staying. So it's so delightful to see your smiling faces. Any thoughts, comments, or questions? People love to hear things. If the meditation go all right or what? Thumbs ups? Yes. Okay. Well, and you like the meditation? Do you want to do different types of meditations once in a while? We're shaking yes. Okay, cool. All right. Well, all right. Look, we go around the screen and we think of each of our brothers and sisters as God. God Barbie, God Terry, God Chaz, God Dee, God Jerry, God Ed, God Debbie, God Leon, God Corrine. And then we'll do others that are in our Sangha, like Lorraine. She's off in Sedona doing a kind of a spiritual practice. Let's see now, there's Angela, Joan, Joanne, Liz, Jerry's here, Gabby, Susan A., Danelle, Alvaro, Gonzalo, Lynn, Debbie's here, Simone Foley, Julia Bradley, DeBose. Thank you. All of you for coming out. Thank you. Love you guys. Okay. Bye. Bye, Terry. I'm going to stop the recording. And I always laugh because I'm checking Barbie to hit the right button.